In this video, I'm going to give you 6 essential tips on how to prepare for the Cambridge exams. So we're looking at the FCE, the first certificate, the CAE, Cambridge Advanced, and the CPE, Cambridge Proficiency. The general preparation for these 3 exams is basically the same. It's the same advice. Now, in an ideal world, we wouldn't need to take exams. People would just study to gain knowledge for practical use. But it is what it is, and having helped dozens of students prepare for the Cambridge exams over the years, I decided it would be a good idea to share what I've learned. So I decided to make this video. So without any further ado, tip number 1. So you need to get to know the exam like the back of your hand. Yeah, you really need to get to know the exam inside out. You need to know the exam better than you know your own mother. Yeah, for the Cambridge Advanced, for example, you need to know that it consists of 4 papers. The reading and use of English, which has 8 parts, it's an hour and a half. The writing, which has 2 parts, also an hour and a half. The listening, which has 4 parts, it's 40 minutes. And then the speaking, which is more or less 15 minutes and also contains 4 parts. And then you need to go deeper, in more detail. You need to know what each part is looking for, what grammar you need, what the exam is asking of you. It's extremely important because, for example, I've had students who perhaps haven't really had the advanced level, but they have passed the exam because they have prepared so well. They have really got to know the exam. And on the other hand, I've known people who have a very high level, maybe even proficiency, but they've taken the advanced exam and failed because they were a little bit too cocky, a little bit too confident, and they didn't really know what the exam was asking of them. So that really, for me, it's the number 1 tip. It's the most important thing. Get to know the exam like the back of your hand. Okay, tip number 2. So start the preparation early. Yeah, I would say at least 2 months, minimum 2 months preparation. 6 months would be great. Why not a year? Start, if you're thinking next year of taking the exam, start preparing now. You can't really have too much time preparing for this exam because it's not really just about learning a few grammar areas, a little bit of vocabulary and practicing your speaking. No, these are difficult exams. Even the first certificate is a tough exam. So you need to improve your level in general of English. So yeah, start preparing at least 2 months before the exam. Tip number 3, dig out your old notes. So yeah, this is very useful, very practical tip. You've probably all studied a lot of grammar at school and you're probably bored with it. And all the vocabulary, a lot of the grammar that will be used in the exam, you have studied, you know it. So you need to revise it, you need to refresh your memory of all that grammar you have studied over the years. So yeah, dig out your old notes. Your own notes are the best notes because you wrote them. You'll remember what you were thinking when you wrote those notes. You'll have a connection to that time. So it's better than just reading a book that somebody else has written. Your own notes are more valuable. Okay, tip number 4, immerse yourself. Yeah, immerse yourself in the language, in English. Surround yourself with English. This should be pretty obvious. As I said, these are tough exams. These are not easy exams. So to prepare, you really need to surround yourself with as much input of the language as possible. So very obvious things. Watch films and series in English. YouTube videos in English. Join groups where you can chat to people in English. Read in English. A book, different books if possible, or just internet articles on various subjects. You need to expand your vocabulary as much as possible for the exam because the reading part of the exam is tough. There's a lot of text to read in little time. So yeah, reading is extremely important, but just generally immerse yourself in the language as much as possible. And that leads me on to tip number 5. Pay attention. Yeah, it's great immersing yourself in the language, surrounding yourself with all this input, all this material, but if you don't pay attention, it's really a waste of time. You can read a book and enjoy the book, that's great in general. If you're not preparing for an exam, that's fine. Just read a book, enjoy the book in English. Watch a film, enjoy the film in English, that's fine. But you're preparing for an exam, so you need to pay attention to the grammar that is used, the pronunciation, the vocabulary. As I said, when you finish the exam, I would recommend that you don't do that, actually. I'd recommend you just do things in English for fun. But you're preparing for an exam, so pay attention. And the last tip, number 6, another very important and practical tip: find a partner. Ask around, ask your friends, your family, your colleagues at work, your classmates. Try to find somebody who's also studying for the same exam. If you can't find anyone, look further afield. Go onto the internet, find Facebook groups. There are many people, hundreds of thousands of people who are studying for these exams. So there are a lot of people that really need to practice and find a partner. The advantages of finding a partner, they're really for the speaking part of the exam more than anything. Obviously the speaking part is at least 2 people, sometimes 3 people in conversation. That's so valuable to have somebody who you can practice with. Practice, as I said, the timing. The timing is so important for the speaking exam because your time is limited. And also, if you have a partner who's taking the same exam with you, you can actually do the exam together, the speaking part of the exam together, which is so valuable. It's such an advantage. If you can go to the exam with your partner, you can prepare so much. Obviously, you can't prepare for the subjects you're going to be talking about, but the timing, the vocabulary you can use, it's really a huge advantage if you can find a partner to go to the exam with. But if not, definitely to help you prepare the exam. Let me know in the comments if you have any extra tips. You can help other people who may be reading the comments and watching this video. Like and subscribe to my channel, because I plan to make some more videos about the Cambridge exams in the future, more specific about preparing for the different parts. So if you don't want to miss those, make sure you subscribe. I also make lots of videos about other areas of English, just general vocabulary, grammar, general tips on the learning process, pronunciation, etc. Okay, thank you for joining me for this video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.